to Seniors Matter. I'm Brenda Charles Edwards, the host of Seniors Matter. We're live today, Friday at 12:31 on Rainier Avenue Radio World, your community radio station. You can also listen to us on YouTube, Facebook, and of course on the Rainier Avenue Radio App. We feature interviews with people that provide services or have valuable information for seniors, their families, and the community. Do you need financial documents notarized? Are you a person that needs information read to you for clarity or completion? Call me, Brenda, at Black Orchid Notary, 206-683-2636. Tell me where, I'll meet you there. We have a few things going on this month. I want to get that out the way. The Call to Conscious Black History Month Museum opens tomorrow at 10 a.m. with an opening ceremony broadcast on Rainier Avenue Radio. Tickets are available for this year's museum right now at calltoconscience.world. Also, big highlight, high school basketball, boys basketball that is tomorrow evening at Rainier Avenue Radio at 5:30 p.m. with the number 9 East Lake Catholic at the number 1 Rainier Beach. Go Beach! In the last ever game at Crawford Court before Rainier Beach's gym is torn down to build a new one. That's pretty exciting. They're supposed to be, I think, moving into the new building about the middle of this year. I'm very happy for them. These guys deserve all your support. So please make sure that you give it to them. So my guest today was supposed to be, hang on a second, with the African American Reach and Teach Health Ministry, ARTH as it's known, and it's one of the sponsors of the opioid overdose and CPR training event that will be held on Saturday, February 8th at the Rainier Valley Leadership Academy from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Miss Ramona looks like wasn't able to make it. I'm not sure why, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Now, I really don't know a lot about opioids, but I know that they're trying to help people that are on opium with a drug called Narcan. And if there's anyone that's listening out there that knows about Narcan, could you put yourself where I can see you so I can maybe ask you a few questions? So I know that Narcan is supposed to be important in combating the opiate crisis. And unfortunately, I've seen a lot of people in our well, not in our community, but in the international district that are really struggling. And it's really sad. And I don't know what we can do. I know that there are a lot of organizations that are trying to help them. And it's heartbreaking, especially when I've seen the ones on fentanyl. Yes, I was at the 12th and Yesler one day. 12th and Jackson, excuse me. And I noticed a number of people that apparently were on fentanyl, and I didn't really understand what it does to you, but I heard that it sometimes makes you go rigid and you can't move very well. And I saw this lady pushing a basket, and she was standing on the corner. I was in my car. She was standing on the corner, and she was trying to move forward, but she couldn't. And I just thought, oh my gosh, is she on fentanyl? I mean, like I said, I've only things I've heard. So I watched her because the light was still red. Then a bus came, and the bus was trying to turn the corner that she was standing on. And then he honked at her because she had kind of moved a little bit, but now she's off the curb and he's trying to turn. So fortunately, there was no one behind me. So I backed up so he would have room to come into my lane and get by. And it was really scary, but he made it without hitting her. And she finally was able to get back up on the curb, but she still was trying to go forward after that. It was just heartbreaking. I don't know if there's anyone that you know that's in this situation, and if so, put it in the chat there and on the screen, and Daniel can see it, and let me know, because I really, like I said, I don't know much about it, but I know that it's really heartbreaking to see this happening to our community. And these people have a right to whatever can help them. And I know there's education out there on why not to use it, but geez, I just wish that, and I hope that this Narcan can help them. And also reduce the stigma around opiate addiction and the use of Narcan. I mean, it's just, wow, it's tough. If you're just tuning in, you're listening live to Seniors Matter with your host, Brenda Charles Edwards, on www.RainierAvenueRadio.world, your community radio station, Fridays at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Do you know what's the best legacy we can give ourselves and our loved ones? Join me on Zoom for a group or individual session on legacy end-of-life planning. So my guest today was supposed to be Ramona Shiney with, she's a training coordinator with African Americans Reach and Teach Health Ministry. They are co-sponsoring an event that is happening on February 28th, and it is at February 8th, not 28th, at the Rainier Valley Leadership Academy from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. So as I said, we're talking about opiate use, fentanyl, all of those things. And it's just, like I said, it's heartbreaking. I don't know how one is supposed to respond when you witness an overdose. I know that one of the things that they're going to talk about in this event on the 8th is CPR. And in the state of Washington, and especially I know in King County, that if they see someone that is not breathing or not conscious, not breathing in particular, they will administer CPR. So it would be helpful if more of us knew how to do CPR. And then, of course, you have to make that decision. Hopefully, you'll be able to have one of the masks that you can put over them and you blow into it instead of having to give mouth-to-mouth CPR. What else can I say about this? Geez, it's just, it's tough. That's all I can say, really. Do I see anybody that is responding to knowing a little bit about this? I'm not. Sometimes we get people in the chat that have a lot of knowledge and they're more than willing to share it with us. Okay, Ramona, they say you're here. Where are you? There you are. Okay, my dear. We'll talk later.
Good morning, or good afternoon, I should say.
Yes, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good now.
I'm here.
Okay, so let me back up to, I was talking to folks about how I don't know anything about Narcan. So can you tell us about it and its purpose?
Yes. So Narcan, which is also known as naloxone, is an over-the-counter drug that's used to treat known or possible opioid overdoses. It comes in a nasal spray that's sprayed into one nostril. Narcan is used in people of all ages if an opioid overdose happens or has possibly happened. So when you think there's a possible for the opioid overdose, you will want to administer it.
How would you know if they had an overdose? What are the signs?
So that's a very good question. And you really may not know that it's an opioid overdose. A lot of times it's the people that are around the person that will say, hey, this is what's happening. Oh, we know this, or kind of you can tell by a person's turning blue in the lips and different things. There's different signs and stuff, and all that'll be taught in the class how you would know. Okay. But yeah, so those are, some of the signs that you would know it's really from someone else saying something, or this person has a tendency to use opioids and different things like that.
So does fentanyl fall in that category too?
Yes.
Okay. I thought so, but I wasn't sure. And I was talking, I don't know if you heard me talking about.
I did.
Okay. So.
Yes.
All right. So why do you think you said how do you say it?
Narcan
is important in combating the opiate crisis? I mean, this is a big thing.
It really is. And Narcan is important in combating the opioid crisis because it quickly dispenses the opioid. It sends the receptors to the brain, restoring the breathing and consciousness during an overdose. So it's fast acting.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to hear. So then, have you or someone ever been in a situation where Narcan could have been beneficial?
So I have not been in that situation personally, but as we've had some of the trainings a couple of times a year, it's not one training that I'm at where someone hasn't said, oh God, I wish I would have had this training last night or yesterday or last month, or, because they've experienced something. So the more trainings we do, the more I'm hearing that people are experiencing this. And so, yes, it hasn't been something I personally have experienced, but I am prepared for if I do experience. I have my Narcan with me all the time. I keep one in my car with me.
Wait. Yes. Hold that up again. Okay, back it up a little bit. So, okay. So yeah, I can't see it real well, but so can you, that's the box it's in?
This is the box that it's in, and I can actually open it. And when you come to the class, hang on, let me see if I can. Video background. Hang on one second. Let me do this. So I have a light. So that's the actual Narcan.
Okay.
No dispenser. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. And so when you come to the class, we do the hands-on, show you how to do it, and you leave with the box. So you're ready.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So then how is it best administered?
Through the nostrils.
Lying down or standing up?
Well, usually the person is lying down. And so you just do it from when the person is lying down, you just right into their nostrils. Okay.
So how can we reduce the stigma around opiate addiction and the use of Narcan? I mean, is there let's go with the first part.
So the ways we can reduce the stigma around it is, one, we promote the Narcan without using judgment to save lives and to support a compassionate approach to addressing the opioid crisis. Because a lot of people, they see people and they don't want to help. So it's all about, just being, having empathy for people. We use person-centered language to avoid labeling or stereotyping individuals. And when I say person-centered language, that just means you put the person first. Okay. It's about respecting the dignity, the worth, the unique qualities, and the strengths of each individual. And then lastly, I would say increase awareness of the devastation caused by opioids and enable empathy by viewing opioid use disorder from an individual's perspective. So sometimes we have to get out of our own way and have empathy and, help other people.
Right, right. So how many uses can you get out of that spray bottle? Do you know?
It's one use out of the spray bottle, but you get two in the box.
Ah, okay. Well, that's good to know. So can I get into legal trouble for helping administering Narcan or CPR?
So that's a good question, because a lot of people, their first question is, can I get sued if I help? And so the answer is no. A person who in good faith administers emergency care at the scene of an emergency, or people in the hospital also, is not liable in civil damages for an act performed during an emergency situation, unless you willingly do something wrong. And so I'll put that on there. And then people have concerns about liability. They can always check with their state laws and stuff. But if you're administering in good faith, then no.
So then I couldn't make things worse by spraying it into them. Okay.
No. So that's a good thing. Narcan is a safe medicine, and it only reverses overdoses in people who have opioids in their system. And one of the things I learned in the training is, if something else is going on, this won't hurt that.
Okay. So what do you think could be done to further educate the public on the life-saving benefits of Narcan?
So I would say, to further educate the public, one, I would say, the public health needs to be more aware, bring out more awareness and education around this opioids and stuff. And I think that they can even reach back to, children in their early stages of life. This can be done in schools. I think public awareness campaigns can help educate people and, get people to carry Narcan with them more, because you find out, that it can be beneficial to someone's life. Another thing, the libraries, community centers, community organizations can also offer Narcan training to people to, bring more awareness. And then I would say, for people who are looking to know more about it and learn more about it, ART has information, where we teach classes and different stuff, where you can come to our website and different stuff and look and see, hey, when's the class going to be, so I can go and learn more about it.
Right. So where do you get it? Can you get it over the counter, or?
So if you get it over the counter, you can. Some places have it, but you have to pay for it. If you come to,
how much is it?
That I don't know how much it is, because we give it out at the trainings and different stuff that we have. So yeah. So I've heard you can definitely get it over counter, but you have to pay for it. So that's another incentive for people to come to the training, so you can get it.
Right. Wow. So I know you guys are going to talk about CPR. So what is hands-only CPR?
So a lot of people now, they know about the mouth and chest compressions for CPR, and a lot of people don't know that now there's what we call hands-only CPR, and it's CPR without the mouth-to-mouth breaths. Oh. And it's a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't even know that, and I honestly didn't know it till I took the class last year myself. I was like, oh wow, this is different. So. And we have mannequins and everything at the classes where you can perform it. It's hands-only CPR. It has the potential to double or triple a person's chance of survival. It really does. Yeah.
So what is cardiac arrest?
So a lot of people, when we talk about cardiac arrest, this is important, because cardiac arrest is if someone collapses and stops breathing, that's cardiac arrest. So cardiac arrest, and there's also a heart attack. And a lot of people, it's very easy to get the two intertwined, not knowing, we're not doctors. We don't know what's going on with the person and what's happening. So We always tell people to administer CPR and call 911 those are the two steps. Now, if you're doing CPR, sometimes you can't necessarily call 911, but we tell people set your phone down, put it on speaker, and talk to them while you administer CPR, or if someone else is there with you, have them call CPR, and you tell the person on the phone what's going on, what you see, and what you notice, and they can help until medical arrives.
That's good about the piece about laying your phone down, because my first thought of it, okay, how can I do this? I've got a phone in my hand, so that is really good. Are there any other tips that you can give us?
There are not any tips I can give us. The best tip I can give you is come to the workshop and get the training, because it's so much more detailed than what I'm explaining here, but it's very good and it's hands-on, and you'll leave there with Narcan, and you'll leave there with knowledge to where you can help save someone.
And that's important. And I think it goes back to what you were saying earlier about taking yourself out of the equation and using the human side of, here's someone, they may not be making the choices that I would make, but they made a choice and now they're in distress. So how can I help? Right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So do I have another commercial break? I'm trying to see, did Daniel give me anything else to talk about before I was ready to? Ramona, so how long have you been with Arth?
I've been with Arth for a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I came from corporate and I wanted to do something different and help the community and just be more involved. And so I started at Arth, and it's something I love to do.
They're a great group of people.
Yes, we have different educational classes and workshops that we offer, and I love it.
You want to tell my audience a little bit about those workshops, please?
Yeah, so we have a chronic disease workshop. It's 6 weeks, and it teaches you how to manage your different things as far as chronic disease and how to support people also exercising, healthy eating. And we have a diabetes workshop also that'll be starting up toward the end of February that teaches, some things about diabetes and how to manage those also. We have Medicare, Medicaid classes. We do healthy cooking classes.
I was going to ask if that class was still around. Okay.
Yes, yes, we still do that. So there's several different things that Arth offers, and I tell people all the time, check the website to see what we have going on.
That is great. Oh, man. So after the February 8th, and how many people can register for this? And how should they register?
So you can go to our website and register for it. You can register a day of there, because I will be there with a sign-up sheet, and I can get people registered there for people who, we always get some walk-ins, and we don't turn anyone away. So I can register people there also. But I would say the best place to register is to go to our website and register. We have 2 different registrations, some that we're doing and some that we're partnering with Odessa Brown Children's Clinic. So we're both taking registrations in. And probably right now, I would say there's probably about 20 to 25 people that are registered. But we have plenty it's a big, nice space. So we're prepared for that.
Where is it located?
It's on Rainier Avenue.
Do you have an address?
I do have an address. It is.
Because some of my audience is listening and some are viewing.
Okay, so it's Rainier Valley Leadership Academy, and that's 6020 Rainier Avenue South, 98188.
Perfect. And if they want to talk to someone, can they reach out to you at Arth, or?
Oh, yes.
Would you give them your contact information, please?
Yeah, so my email address is Ramona, RAMONA, the letter S, and then it's at arth, AARTH.org, O-R-G.
How do you pronounce your last name, Ramona?
Shine.
Shine. I had been
Yeah.
looking at that, trying to figure out. I'm so glad you're here to tell me that.
I tell people shine with the Y.
Very good. Very good. I know you've gone with this for years, so you've got it down pat. I appreciate that. And I thank you for coming on. Hopefully we'll talk later more in the year and you'll come back.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Okay. So this is Brenda Charles Edwards, host of Seniors Matter Show. You can listen to us live on www.rainieravenueradio.world, your community radio station, YouTube, Facebook, and of course the Rainier Avenue Radio App. We're here on Fridays at 12:30 p.m. Next month, which is almost here, tomorrow, February 1st to the 28th, drop by the Columbia City Theater for the annual Call to Conscious Black History Month Museum. I know I told you once, but I'm going to tell you twice. Find out more about this year's exhibits and get your tickets early. Thank you to my listening viewing audience and the music Ragtime by MC Class, A.K. Robert D. Bassett Jr. with Delano C. Baychester LLC. That is such a mouthful. Thank you guys. Have a great weekend. Be safe and live your life like it's golden. Take care, Ramona. Talk to you later.